So I watched The Woman King with my best friend tonight, and I'm gonna give a little review. So like, if you have not seen it yet and you don't want any spoilers, do not watch. I'm not gonna like go in depth, but just like pretty much give a summary of like the characters and how I feel like they portrayed their roles. So first on deck, we have the iconic Viola Davis, who is spoiler the Woman King. If you didn't know that, now you do. Sorry, not sorry. But I would pretty much say like Viola Davis is an amazing actress, just point blank period, which is makes perfect sense why they marketed her for this whole movie. And she's freaking Viola Davis. But I'm not gonna lie to you, like I personally do not think Viola Davis is the best impersonist. Like she's not the best at impersonations. Like she just isn't. And this movie really showed that. Like I know there was a lot of like different like African accents because they're very vague whenever they do these African movies. It's just like present an African accent and you're good. So we had folks doing Nigerian accents. We had folks kind of doing some type of Ghanaian thing. Like we just had like fluidity. But Viola Davis could not stay in that character with that African accent. She definitely was giving like I am an American. Like she was definitely giving it. Like it just wasn't sticking for me. It was really frustrating. Like I was kind of disappointed in that, but like at the same time it's Viola Davis. But I also think that's why people let things slide because like let's not forget like the whole Michelle Obama situation. Like that was a mess. So like I feel like we let things slide a little too much because like we like kind of handpick our few really great black celebrities and actresses and whatever, and like we run with it and we let them do whatever. And I just feel like we shouldn't. Like we need to critique them too. So it wasn't giving, but her acting though, her acting was amazing. Every time she opened her mouth, I was just very much like, you're losing me. Anyways, then we have John Boyega, my baby. Listen, I'm gonna marry this man. This movie solidified it. I said I'm gonna marry this man. I'm gonna put it on my bucket list. Like I'm gonna go ahead and make a goal about how I'm going to become John Boyega's wife because this man is everything. Anywho, what I did love about this movie though is as much as he's fine and all the wonderful things, he literally just wasn't that special in this movie. Like he really could have not even been present. He could have not opened his mouth once and the movie would have still flowed the way it needed to flow. And I love that because I think that's exactly how men should be treated in movies that are specifically about women and their greatness. So like kudos to the directors, the writers, whoever put this movie together. They really did that. They like positioned somebody like John Boyega, but made him feel very much like just not even a supporting actor, right? Like he was just kind of there, but like he was great comic relief. He was so funny, great actor, beautiful man yet again. So it gave life. I'm running out of time, so I'm gonna have to do a part two. But the person I would say that carried this movie was Lashana Lynch. Okay, I don't know what's with the Brits, but they can act. Okay, they are actors. They can really present it. She carried this movie. Like, every time she was on the scene, I laughed when I needed to laugh. I cried when I needed to cry. I was like, oh my God, like, amazing, amazing actress. Like, truly, truly carried this movie. She's supposed to be a supporting role, but I'm telling you, if she was not in this movie would not be what it is. Like, really had us going, okay? Next, we have Tuso Ombedu, who is essentially the main character of this whole story, right? Like, yes, Viola Davis is, like, the main character adjacent because, like, her story influences Tuso's story, but I'm not gonna tell you why. But she's, like, the main character. And let me tell you, I've never seen her act before. I don't really know too much about what she does, but my girl can act. Okay, the quality of acting in this movie though. Like I'm not for nothing. Everybody in this movie, literally, everybody in this movie could truly, truly act. Everybody brought their A game. Viola Davis, her impersonation of a West African, of a Benin, like it was bad. It was bad. But the acting was great. Tuso was just phenomenal, okay? If you're gonna watch this, you're definitely going to, if you like me, I definitely have my own personal beef with her. Like, I don't want to get into it because I don't want to give spoilers, but there are things that occur in this movie that you'll be like, Tuso, come on now, come on. But there's also moments that you just be like, yes, queen, rise to the top, why don't you? So she gave it all. She gave it all. Like, this movie would be absolutely, positively nothing without her, okay? Sheila Atim is another supporting actress who I truly believe deserves so many awards and all the roses because I felt like she truly brought the humanity to this film. I think it's super easy for a film that's about essentially war and like that time frame, that time period, for it to become really dark and gloomy. But her relationship with Viola Davis in the movie really brought this like this human approach and aspect to it. This like very much like the nurture of Black women, the nurture of African women, like how we show up as, you know, sisters, support systems for our loved ones, how sometimes we have to like tough love them. She definitely was that. Her and Lashana Lynch definitely showed up as those kind of characters that brought like this softness and this comfort. So I definitely loved her role. She felt like somebody who didn't have to do too much. She didn't have to be super aggressive, super loud, but she also was that girl. Alright, she was that girl. I see awards across the board, and if they don't get their awards, I'm rioting. Now on to the mandem. I don't want to say too much about Jordan Bolger, because I guess he's kind of like a surprise, so I don't want to give too many spoilers. But all I gotta say really about his role is, I literally said to my best friend, I made a joke, I said, this kind of makes sense historically, because now I understand why we have light-skinned Nigerians. Y'all please, don't come for me. But I truly, that's one thing, I don't trust a light-skinned Nigerian man. I just don't. 1 + 1 is not equaling 2. It's not. How are you one of the OG kingdoms? But, you know what I mean? So overall, I'd give this movie a 10 out of 10 rating. I think everybody should go out and see it if you haven't seen it yet. As a black woman, as a dark-skinned black woman, as a dark-skinned West African black woman, I felt so affirmed watching this movie. Literally, the first 10 minutes of this movie, I felt literally like flutters, just so warm, so just powerful. It was just such a beautiful movie. It was beautifully written, it was beautifully directed, produced, everything. Everybody that had a hand in this movie really ate it up. They really did what they had to do with it. All the actors really came ready and delivered their roles. Because I mean, Viola Davis and her impersonations, definitely it wasn't giving, but nonetheless, everything else was still amazing. It was golden, it was beautiful. And I truly love that it didn't deviate from what the movie was really about, right? What the story was about. They went ahead and they sprinkled a little bit of love in there, but they never deviated. And I think with movies centering women, it's so easy for them to deviate and create this whole narrative about love and make us just seem like these love-struck folks. And don't get me wrong, I love me a good little romance. I'm a hopeless romantic. But I love that it stayed on course, that it was about the power of these women warriors, and it talked a little bit about, it dissected, I should say, a little bit about what happens to women during war. It just showed their power, their strength. It focused on, conflicts with imperialism and colonialism and slavery, and this kingdom pushing back against those narratives and trying to find a different course that, so it was so beautiful and so powerful and so strong. And me and my best friend, we had such a good time. We was kikiing, we was laughing, we was getting into it. And there were some white women who were hating in the theaters, talking about, I'm trying to listen to the movie. Why are you here? Why are you here? You know what I mean? So nonetheless, it was a great time, and I just think everybody should definitely go out and see it.